Yes, please.
Okay, I am Elif Kilicoglu. I and Gulsah are working in mathematics education in a state university, but different university at Turkey. Our study topic is teachers noticing. The name is Secondary Mathematics Teachers Noticing Skills Types of Evidence for Students Thinking. Okay. The aim of the study is to reveal the skills of secondary mathematics teachers. It will shortly assemble with different professional experience to notice forms of evidence of student thinking. What is the teacher noticing? Teacher noticing is a theoretical structure that many researchers focus on mathematics education to understand and investigate. For example, Goldsmith, Diego, Jacobs, Lamb, Philip, Sharon, Vanes. These researchers indicate that noticing skill is an essential component of mathematics teaching expertise. Vanes and Sharon explained noticing skills in three aspects. Firstly, identifying what is important in a teaching situation. Secondly, using what is known about the context to reason about the situation. And finally, making connection between specific situation and learning teaching principles. And here, Jacobs, Lamb, and Philip define teacher noticing by three interrelated skills is here. Okay, as noticing became widespread in mathematics education, researchers developed theoretical frameworks to analyze what was noticed and how was noticed. In addition, some researchers examined the effect of video-based professional development programs on teachers and pre-service teachers noticing skills. For example, Sharon Vanes, Ozdemir, Baki, Kilicoglu, so our unlike other studies, Himlan and Kamoshan characterize pre-service secondary science teachers noticing skills that researchers examined the types of verbal and non-verbal evidence. It's important of student thinking that pre-service teachers identified in their observations. In the present study, we investigate the types of evidence of student thinking identified by secondary mathematics teachers with different professional experiences. Based on this evidence, we examine teachers' noticing skills. Okay, what's the problem? Studies in the relevant fields show that experienced teachers have more noticing skills than inexperienced teachers. However, studies in which postgraduate education and professional development courses are handled together are limited. This study is important in terms of examining the noticing skills of teachers with different experiences. Study questions, three study questions. Firstly, what are the teacher's skills in attending to the different types of evidence? Secondly, what are the teacher's skills to interpret different types of evidence? And finally, what are the instructional decision-making skills of teachers based on different types of evidence? Research approach, qualitative research to identify the types of evidence teachers using noticing student thinking and how they make sense of that types of evidence. Participants, see table 1 participant teachers information. 5 secondary mathematics teachers, and the first column Hale, Gizem, Eda, Ege, Sude. And Sude had attended a video-based professional development course. It's important. And secondly, column gender. Thirdly, teaching experience, and finally, column education level. Data collection. The data were obtained from video-based interviews with 5 SMTs, and interviews question on the left, what did you notice? Is there anything else you noticed? Why did you think so? Blah, blah. SMTs watched a video clip every week. They watch a total of 6 video clips. The researcher asked questions to SMTs by pausing the video at important points. And description of the first video clip. Second column, description. For example, the teachers ask the students, can we calculate the area of the board in square meters? The whole class answer yes. And finally, column, types of evidence, short response, whole class. These video clips include sections from the lessons of 4 secondary mathematics teachers who participate in the lesson Saturday. Data analysis, we use the theoretical framework developed by Himlam and Kamukshan to examine teachers' noticing skills based on the types of evidence they focus on in video clips. In this study, the explanation of student mathematical operations and mathematical expressions that SMTs use when interpreting student thinking were named as mathematical notation code and accepted as a type of evidence. Findings. SMT skills in attending to the different types of evidence from the video episode watched by SMTs, we identified 277 pieces of evidence based on student thinking in 252 idea units. It was revealed that
You're muted.
Oh, excuse me. It was relieved that in 4 of the identified idea units, teachers made interpretations without evidence base. In addition, it was determined that 21 idea units contain more than one type of the evidence. Table 2 is here, types of evidence noticed by SMTs with different experiences. Each of the SMTs, firstly column 2 parts, verbal evidence and non-verbal evidence. Hale, Gizem, Eda, Ege, and Sude. Each of the SMTs was able to easily identify non-verbal forms of evidence regarding student thinking. However, the consideration of these types of evidence by SMTs has differed. For example, while Hale focused more on students' general non-verbal responses and gestures, Eda focused more on students' actions. Among the verbal evidence of student thinking, SMTs took more attention to student explanation. It is an important finding of the study. Eda was the teacher who considered this type of evidence the most, while Hale took the least attention. And table 3 here the nature of each SMT's observation on different types of evidence. Again, verbal evidence and non-verbal evidence. Among the SMTs, Hale made general statements focusing on the whole class rather than specific students in her observation. In her observation based on verbal evidence, although she paid attention to both the whole class and 10 and certain students and 8, her explanation tended to be more general. On the other hand, took certain students into account rather than the whole class in their observation and made more detailed explanation. Especially Eda and Sude focused more on specific students, and in their explanation, they established relationship between subject context and student ideas based on evidence. Okay. Examples including the explanation of assumptions about student discourse are as follows. Gizem, 40 video, Sude, 30 video, and Ege statement, first video. Here. Assumption skills to interpret evidence of student thinking. Two parts as descriptive and inferential noticing. And table 4, assumptive sense making of different forms of evidence. Table 4 shows that the observational evidence of assumptives tend to be inferential rather than descriptive. Assumptives made inferences specifically regarding student thinking among the types of verbal evidence. Sude also made inferences based on the students' responses and questions. On the other hand, she used descriptive expressions regarding the short answers of the student like other assumptives. In addition, they interpreted most of the verbal observation evidence that assumptives identified in the videos they watched. Examples of assumptive inferences based on evidence of student thinking are as follows. For example, Hale 50 video. Students in the group explained the solution one by one. Every student must have understood the solution so that they could explain it to their teacher. And Gizem and Eda. The instructional decisions of the assumptees regarding the video episodes they watched were examined in two parts, connected with the students' cognitive teaching and not connected to the students' cognitive thinking. In addition, we detailed the teacher's decision regarding student cognitive thinking in terms of content general thinking and content specific thinking. And table 5, instructional decisions of assumptives based on students' cognitive thinking. First video, second video, third video, and the examples, Gizem statements, fourth video. Conclusion and suggestions. Our results show that the duration of professional experiences alone is not enough for teachers to realize. In addition, teachers' graduate education and professional development courses support their skills, especially their ability to make instructional decisions. These results will be useful for researchers in the field. It will be a guide for studies examining the effect of different experiences on perception skills. Okay, our presentation is over.
Thank you very much.
Can I get your question, if any?
Yes, please.
Or can you send your questions to our email address is here gulsah.baki@atoin.edu.tr or elifacil@mku.edu.tr. Thank you for listening to me.